Well, good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome in. Happy Friday. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson, and just looking out the window here, it's another gorgeous Friday in the Valley, and, the rest of the country just continues to get socked with that harsh winter weather, and, take a poke out your front door and remind yourself why your rent is so high. It is gorgeous out there. But welcome into our show, Eye on the Valley, which is brought to you, as I said, by SCVi and iLead Schools. We are a network of free public charter schools. I said it. You heard me. Free public charter schools with campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. We've got a fully accredited online school as well. We've got a home study program that just continues to blow up. Tell you what, we've got home study programs. We've got online. We've got classroom-based schools. We've got hybrid schools. We've got everything that your kid could need in education, regardless of what their needs are. Check us out at iLeadschools.org while you're listening to the show. We've got a 2-hour show for you. Got a great show. So just navigate on over there to iLeadschools.org. Check out our school logos. We've got 6 schools, 8 programs, like I said, to customize to whatever your child needs. So yeah, we keep our eye on education here in Santa Clarita and across the nation. But like the show says, we keep our eye on the Valley as well, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the Valley. And, we always take a little time to goof and giggle and have some fun. Because, if I can't laugh while I'm doing it, I just refuse to do it. It gets me in trouble once in a while, but it's all good. If you're not getting in trouble, you're not trying hard enough. So, Producer Sarah, you did it again. You put together another great show, busy show today. My first guest this morning is Khris Cheshire. She's a facilitator with SCVi Charter School. Khris teaches kindergarten. She's got absolutely amazing energy, and her kids and families just love her. We'll talk to Khris here in just a moment. We've also got our next episode of College Corner coming up at the bottom of the hour. And since August, we've been hosting these monthly episodes of College Corner on our show, where our amazing staff who helps counsel our students into the perfect college come, and they give you advice on how to get your kid into the best school for them. And no, this is not just a segment for seniors and their families. We talk about the things that you should be doing junior year all the way down to junior high school, and sometimes even before, because every step that you take starting about 7th grade is charting that path to the right college. So I think this is episode number 1 of College Corner, and so we'll look forward to that. And in hour number 2, we have got the assistant superintendent from College of the Canyons, Eric Harnish. There's a lot going on at COC lately, so we'll get all caught up with Eric, and then we'll end the show, as we always do, crashing and burning with my big brother when he calls in for Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. He's got trivia and fun facts, all kinds of goofiness. It's going to be a great show, regardless of what my big brother does at the end of it. So let's get into it. Once again, as I said, my first guest this morning is Khris Cheshire. Khris teaches kindergarten with SCVi, your free public charter school here in Santa Clarita. SCVi is actually Santa Clarita's first and only independent classroom-based charter school. What does that mean? Well, first off, being a charter school, we are a free public school, funded in the exact same way that your local district schools are. But beyond that, it means that our highly qualified educators are equipped and enabled to do precisely what each individual student needs to learn best. It also means that we have no district boundaries, so if you live anywhere nearby, basically if you can hear my voice, you can enroll at SCVi. You're able to enroll and attend, and again, all for free. So, here we go. Khris Cheshire, she studied at DeVry and UCLA, but has her bachelor's degree from Dartmouth College and a master's degree from Pepperdine in elementary education and teaching. Khris brings her tremendous knowledge and experience, along with her absolutely amazing fashion sense, to SCVi, where her families and students have absolutely fallen in love with her. Khris Cheshire, welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Thank you so much for having me, Matt. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for calling in. I know you got your babies coming in here real soon, but we
I
just kind of want,
do.
yeah, yeah. So we did want to get caught up and talk about all things kindergarten and what goes on. I know you've got your finger on the pulse of the entire campus there, so we'll talk about a lot of things going on. So yeah, you've had actually, I did a little cyber stalking, Chris. You had an impressive career
Yes.
arc even before entering education. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to SCVi and how long you've been part of the team and what your role is?
Sure. My path, as you said, wasn't linear. So I started in film and television, working in direction and
Oh,
production.
wow.
Storytelling, collaboration were such a big part of that work, as you can well imagine.
Yeah.
But even then, I was always teaching. I was guiding people through ideas and creative processes. And then that continued as I moved into consulting and implementation. And I spent years training executives, training end users, teams. I traveled to over 22 countries.
Oh, wow.
And I saw firsthand, like, how people learn, how people adapt, how people solve problems in certain cultural contexts. So when I came back to education, it didn't feel like a pivot so much as it felt like a return.
Oh,
And
interesting.
all of those experiences shaped how I think about learning. It like directs my teaching. I keep it flexible. I keep it thoughtful. I keep it people-centered. So all of that work seems to have aligned as I came back to education. I've been here at SCVi for about 2 years. I'm the grade level chair of TK through second grade, dual language immersion. And of course, I'm also a kindergarten facilitator, as you stated. So it's been quite a ride. This is a very unique place. And I wanted a place where like innovation and relationships are valued and aligned. And it's been really affirming to see those values and to live them in practice here at SCVi.
Well, that is awesome. You mentioned how unique SCVi is. What makes working at SCVi so unique and rewarding for you?
There's trust and autonomy as a professional.
Mm.
So at many school districts, there's provisions. You have to provide your lesson plans up front, and you have to sort of be on this prescribed schedule. There's a lot of latitude at a CBI. And in fact, when I taught TK last year, I used my own curriculum. I created the entire curriculum for the year for TK. And I did PBL and cross-curricular contexts. And I love science. So I did a lot of science, and it was sort of embedded into most of my lessons as I taught TK. But that's really the thing that makes this place special, is that autonomy, that trust, that latitude. And I'm able to deepen relationships with learners and their families because of it. I mean, they absolutely are beaming with what we're able to do in the classroom and what they see when they come in for learner-led conferences. And there's a lot of collaboration. So we're in kind of a shared space,
Yeah.
which has its challenges. But the beauty of that shared space is that ability to collaborate. And we do that so well.
You know, you're
That's
absolutely
what
right,
makes it
Chris. And
special.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I found the same thing when I came to SCVi long time ago. I joined in 2011 with 16 years teaching experience. And what really helped me flourish there was the idea that I could do what I knew was right by my students. And it was just so freeing as a teacher.
Absolutely.
But
Yes.
but
Agreed.
here's the big difference, Chris. Kindergartners and grasshoppers. Those are the two things in this world that scare me. Um, so, you know,
Yeah, it's
third grade
interesting,
is,
isn't it?
yeah, third grade is about as low as I go. So how do you find working with the littles?
I know. We do call them the littles, too. It's really
There you go.
cute.
Yeah.
I find it extremely rewarding. To be fair, like you, I thought to myself, oh, no. I mean, they're babies.
Yes.
And especially as I came in teaching TK, like they're 4 years old.
Right. And they're
So
wiping
I
their
thought,
nose on your
well, this
pants
will
and yeah.
be, exactly, yes. And I'm always dressed up, and they're always sneezing and giving me hugs. And so, yeah, they're wiping their nose on my clothes all the time.
Look, you're blowing
But
bubbles.
what's really interesting about the littles is everything is fresh and new.
Mm.
Everything is wow. They're honest. They're joyful. They're curious. They love their teacher. That helps, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Just to be fair, that really helps. They have big feelings, even bigger growth.
Yeah.
And you get to shape how they see school forever.
Mm.
And there's been several parents I've had my kindergartners now, most of them had me for TK, and those parents are like, oh, will you follow them into first grade? It just warms my heart that I have been that influential in the life of their children. It's magical work, what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that that heartwarming reward that we take home that makes it all possible. And we so appreciate you, Khris.
Right.
Khris Cheshire is a kindergarten facilitator. That's what we call our teachers at SCVi. Khris, at SCVi and at all of our iLead schools, we focus on kind of three main pillars of learning, that being project-based learning, individualized education, and social emotional learning. Let's start with PBL, project-based learning. What projects have your kindergartners worked on this year so far?
So we did a really interesting project called Feathers, Flight and Feathers. And
Okay.
so that was STEAM-based. Feathered Friends is what it was called.
Feathered
And
Friends.
it was STEAM-based, but it was cross-curricular. So it had math, it encompassed science, ELA, SEL. So it was this really tight cross-curricular unit that ran for about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And the culmination of the 6 weeks unit was this presentation of learning, is what we call it, a POL, where the students got to present their artifacts and talk about all of the learning and growth that had happened over the last 6 weeks. And then over the winter break, we did Holidays Around the World, and that was from TK to second. And that was also more social studies driven, but sort of that cross-curricular. We studied holidays and winter activities and traditions from Finland, Lithuania, China, Mexico, the Philippines. We had little passports, and as they went to each country, quote unquote, which was each classroom, they got a stamp on the passport and learned a cool fact about the country that they visited. It was super fun, and that's kind of like the crux of what we do here, this PBL, this project-based learning.
Yeah, and you're putting that I in SCVi for those of you that don't know. SCVi stands for Santa Clarita Valley International Charter School, and I love that you're taking your kinders international like that. It's obvious how fun project-based learning can be, and you're teaching around these centralized themes. But Khris, why do you think through teaching through or learning through project-based learning is beneficial academically? Not just fun, but what are the academic benefits to it?
So the thing about project-based learning is it's not like you learn something and then you do a worksheet, or you learn something and then you take a test. It's more students are learning through like these extended real-world projects. They integrate multiple subjects. They're able to ask questions. They're able to investigate. They're able to create, share their learning in meaningful ways. So it becomes very personal, right? They're actively exploring these meaningful questions over time rather than just completing sort of isolated lessons or one-off lessons. So that cross-curricular, hands-on, meaningful, that's what really is at the crux of project-based learning. And that's why it's so pivotal.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because in life, we don't remember lessons. We will remember a little bit of what we read, a little bit about what we did, but it's those experiences,
Hmm.
right? That we
It's
remember, and
those
that's what,
experiences.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's what project-based learning
Yeah.
brings to all of our students, whether you're doing it in kindergarten, in middle school, or in high school. Khris Cheshire, kindergarten teacher at SCVi Charter School. Yes, she works with the littles, but they serve at SCVi TK all the way through 12th grade. More about what this amazing school offers and how you can enroll for free coming right up. And then later on this hour, our counselors are going to give you tips on how to get your kid into the best fit college for them. Stay tuned. I'm Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. You're listening to your hometown station, KHTS. And welcome back. Welcome back on this lovely Friday. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am Matt Watson, your host. You are listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. Khris Cheshire, kindergarten teacher at SCVi Charter School, is joining me this morning. We call them facilitators because of the didactic way that they teach. Khris was just talking about what they do with project-based learning at SCVi and making the learning experiential, integrated, and interactive so that it has meaning and true application for their kids. If you missed it, you can always tune in on the podcast on hometownstation.com. But right now, Khris, I want to move on to that second pillar of what we do at SCVi and all of our iLead schools. That is individualized learning, right? You don't teach one grade. You teach 22, 24, 25 individual students. What does that look like at SCVi to incorporate individualized learning for each unique child?
Individualized learning is a very interesting concept here at SCVi. We call them IOPs, and they're created at the beginning of the year. And the focus is on academic and social emotional growth. So what happens is the learners sort of reflect on their progress and they set goals. And then the idea is that they work toward the goals. Then we have LLCs or learn-and-lead conferences, and that kind of empowers our learners to sort of guide their families through their learning process. And one of the ways that we utilize individualized learning is with WIN, or what I need. And we do this daily, and as we're able to isolate small populations of students and give them extra assistance should they need an extra push, or if they're doing super well, we might sort of empower them or challenge them to do something above and beyond. And so we're able to meet the learner in whatever capacity needs being met. And that's what's really interesting. And it also speaks to that collaborative effort that we have, because especially in the Rainforest team, that's what we call sort of my team TK through second.
Okay.
We're able to swap students. And so if there's a subset of students more help, I'm able to grab 5 second graders, 3 first graders, 5 kindergartners, 2 TK. And then I'll teach a lesson specific to their needs. And then a colleague will teach a lesson specific to needs of a certain other subset of students. It's a really interesting thing to see play out in reality, and it's super helpful. I've seen so much growth with the learners by utilizing this process.
Yeah, no slipping through the cracks when you're teaching that way. So I love how it's just all encompassing. You start out with the ILP, like you said, the individualized learning plan, where each child sets goals based on not only their current performance levels, but their unique passions, interests, needs. And then every day they get that win time, that what I need time, where they're working on what they as individuals need to work on. And then they have the opportunity to share at those learner-led conferences. That is beautiful. Let's go on to that third pillar, Khris. So we talked about project-based learning. We talked about individualized learning. Let's talk about the social-emotional learning that, you can't teach the child if you can't teach the whole child. Talk to us about what social-emotional learning looks like at SCVi.
So for SEL, we have embedded lessons daily. I talked about that sort of that cross-curricular element, ABL. I'm also weaving in SEL, or social emotional growth, and we have the habits for healthy kids. We also have the learner outcome of the month, and this could be empathic citizen or lifelong learner or something like that. And we'll sort of talk about these things throughout the day. And as learners, as the students make choices throughout the day, I might have them reflect back on their outcome. So this month, this week, it's the empathic citizen. What does it mean, empathic? And so we'll sort of have a whole group discussion what it means to be empathic. For the littles, it kind of means like kind heart, kind words. So if there's a situation that arises, or perhaps some kind words, that's a teachable moment for me. And I can now have them reflect back, hey, can someone tell me what our learner outcome is? Oh, it's empathic citizen. Well, how do we show that we're an empathic citizen? Oh, we have kind words, kind heart. Well, do you think, it was kind when our friend said this? No, how might we remedy that? I often tell my students, fix it, right? And they have to figure out how to fix it. I'm not going to tell them how to fix it.
Sure.
But I'll say fix it and give them the ownership. And ultimately, they will come up with a better way, a better option, a better choice.
And that's where growth comes from, right? Where they have the autonomy, they have the ownership and accountability for their own actions. And if you break something, you fix it, and that's where growth comes from. And they're not learning to be always dependent on the adult in the room. That is beautiful, Khris. And so I can see
Absolutely.
how project-based learning and social emotional learning, as you individualize it for each learner, then just builds that whole child. And again, putting that I, it's a lowercase I, but it seems to be becoming a capitalized I, that I in SCVi, international. You also offer a dual language immersion program for grades kindergarten through 5th grade. Can you tell our listeners about the DLI program?
Yes. So in DLI, we have a wonderful teacher from Spain, and she will focus sort of on the ELA aspects.
The English language arts aspects?
Instruction. Yes.
Okay.
She will instruct in math as well, and then the teacher that her accountability partner, they'll sort of switch midday, and then they'll get other instruction from the other teacher, and then the original class will be taught in Spanish. So what that looks like in the Rainforest Room, my department again, TK through 2nd, is we'll have the 1st grade DLI program and the 2nd grade DLI program. Midday, they'll swap.
Okay.
And they'll get instruction from the opposite teacher.
So they're getting half of the day in English and half in Spanish.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. They're getting instruction in English and in Spanish throughout the day. It's cognitive, it's cultural, it's academically beneficial. And then we have strong scaffolding to meet the standards and to make sure that we're addressing that individualized learning again. So again, our facilitators are wonderful. They're highly trained. They're very good at this DLI instruction. It's standards aligned, and language is an asset. It's not a barrier. It's an asset.
Absolutely.
The beauty of our DLI program.
Yeah, and one of the things that I realized when I started, because I've been, I started my career teaching in different bilingual and dual language immersion programs. And one of the benefits that I noticed is folks that are able to think in 2 different languages, it's not just, okay, you picked up a second language, but you learn to think in a secondary system. And so now you approach everything that you do knowing that there are multiple ways of attacking it. And that is hugely beneficial for your problem solving. They've seen that bilingual kids perform better on standardized tests. It's amazing.
It very much improves the math skill set.
Yes.
So, these DLI learners are developing not only bilingualism, but biliteracy and global mindset. I mean, check. How do you get better than that?
Right, exactly. Right? Just doing everything we can to build tomorrow's leaders today. So, Khris, I know you guys are still enrolling at SCVi. Coming up, there's some great events where people can learn more. You guys are doing some in-house events where the public is welcome, and then you've also got some events coming up designed to invite folks in to learn more. If folks are interested in enrolling at SCVi, can you tell us about some of those events that are coming up?
Sure, we do have kindergarten roundup.
Well, all
on
right.
February 26th.
Rope those kiddies in.
So, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
We have whole school open house on March 12th. And so those are great opportunities to see learners in action.
Okay, so
And
on
then
February
we,
26th,
we'll run tours. Yes,
Okay.
February 26th.
that's the TK Roundup. Okay, so
That
that's
is
where.
the TK Kinder Roundup. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so parents of 4 and 5-year-olds come in, learn more about the TK and Kinder on February 26th, and then on the open house on March 12th. You said there's events designed specially for families that are not currently attending.
Yes, we have tours all the time. We had a very large tour come through just at the top of the week, actually.
Okay.
And that went very well. They oftentimes, because we have the littles, they're like the cutest things ever.
Yes.
So the tours will often stop in our room, and I'll give a little speech about, what I'm working on and how I'm using like kinesthetics to assist learning and how we use our bodies to segment words and things like that. So there's always something to see, in that environment. So I would recommend, please schedule a tour. Please come see it in action. It will all make sense. It all comes together, and it's all just wonderful to see this work that we're doing.
Yeah, I believe SCVi leads tours. What is it? I think it's every other Thursday. You can sign up on the website, iLeadSantaClarita.org. And Chris, I just learned something from your bosses yesterday that y'all have another. This is it's quickly becoming one of my favorite events at SCVi throughout the year. You have Family Literacy Night coming up on March 5th.
We do. We do have Family Literacy Night. Our theme is Reading Rainbow.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, you remember that back in the day?
Yeah, LeVar Burton. He's the best. Yes.
Exactly.
So again, March 5th, starting at 5 p.m. It is open to the public. Our families are coming in. There's all different kinds of fun activities built around books. I remember there was one year, I think it was one of the first grade classes, was reading a book about camping. And so they had the facilitator reading the book, but in one corner of the room, kids were making s'mores. And in another corner of the room, kids were like laying down inside a tent and listening to the book. So yeah, you can get more information. That's on March 5th, 5 p.m. But more information on the TK and Kinder Roundup on February 26th, or the open house that is open to the public on March 12th, the Family Literacy Night on March 5th. You can get more information on the website there at santaclarita.org. And then if folks are interested in enrolling, Chris, how do they do that?
Please visit the site and iLeadSantaClarita.org. You can click events, and then you can click enrollment application. So please come join us. I'd love to have your little one in my classroom. I'm sure my colleagues would love that as well. Please come visit.
Absolutely. And Chris, I always like to teach my listeners a little bit of a hack. Choosing the right school for your kid is one of, if not the most important decision that a parent can make. It's a big decision. You don't just do it on a whim. So you do want to go get more information. But here's the hack. I would advise our families to go on the website and fill out the enrollment application now. Because as you said, Chris, I think we had 20 people on that tour coming through your classroom just this last Thursday. You want to reserve your spot in line. So, and that's how you do it. You fill out your application first, and then, go learn more. Take a tour, go to the Family Literacy Night, go to the open house, go to all the things, and make your decision. But fill out that application first. There's no fee to apply. There's no fee to attend. If you decide it's not the place for you, you just pull your application. So again, you can do that all on the same website, iLeadSantaClarita.org, or just Google SCVi. You'll find them. Khris Cheshire, kindergarten teacher at SCVi Charter School. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. You have a great weekend, Chris.
Thank you so much, Matt, for having me. Bye, everyone.
It's my pleasure. When we come back, a couple of members of our incredible guidance team will share with you more tips on how to get your kid into the right college. Stay tuned. I'm Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. My next, I I jumped the I jumped the shark here. Here we go. It is time for the 7th installment of College Corner, helping you and your kid get into that perfect college. The journey starts even before high school, so let's all focus here. Let's jump on in. Joining me this morning is Dr. Angie Nastovska and her colleague Allison Bravo. An educational leader known globally, Dr. Nastovska has experience from preschool through high school, and Allison Bravo has served as a classroom teacher across the country, an online educator, a school founder and principal, and is now director of school initiatives for the entire iLead California network of schools. Ladies, let's get right to it. Angie, one of the things that our counselors recommend is that high schoolers put together a portfolio early on. Why is putting together a portfolio so important? How can it help? And what kind of things should they have in their portfolio?
Good morning, everyone. Great question. So I'll specifically focus for iLead. Portfolios are definitely evidence of growth, and it's not just a scrapbook or schoolwork. And as we know, and as we have witnessed nowadays, colleges, scholarship, even employers are increasingly asking the questions, who are you as a learner, even as an adult? What do you actually do? And how have you grown over time? So portfolios help really students answer those questions with evidence, not just with a grade or a mark. So in the lieu of that, they tell a story, definitely. Grades tell what the student has earned, and portfolios show how they think, how they solve problems, how they lead, create, and persist. They also build self-advocacy. We see that at iLead, we have a whole loop of individualized learning plans when our set their goals. That now it's the time where we sit down with our learners for learner-led conferences. So that is the time where they use their portfolios for self-advocacy to not just submit work, but explain it, talk about it, and that directly translates into college panels, internships, work environment. They also make learning visible throughout the years, especially at our schools that are TK through 12. You can see growing from starting with mini leadership notebooks and pictures and evidence in the lower grades, slowly transitioning into middle school into, okay, making things more meaningful. What goes in there? Why does it go in there? All the way to high school, where they culminate with portfolio defenses, where they actually speak about their growth, social, emotionally, academically, and professionally with our college and career pathways. And they also align with the real-world expectations, such as we mirror industry practices, where our learners include their projects from their career technical education pathways, from their school initiatives, community initiatives, and so on.
So let me ask you this, Angie, is when you're putting in these different artifacts, is this just a manila folder that kids have to keep clean or with work samples in it, or do you recommend using digital tools? How do you recommend that kids set up their portfolio?
Yeah, so manila folder says, here's what I did. And a digital or a different type of portfolio says, here's who I am as a learner, and here is where I'm going. So digital for sure, but we don't start off with digital. The little kids still have little folders where they curate, they pick and choose their beautiful or best work. And then slowly in middle school, we transition to the digital venue. But the digital option is better because they grow with our learners. We don't lose the papers. We don't lose track. They supply multiple audiences, like college admissions, scholarships. The portfolios can live with the learners.
Okay.
They also allow multimodal expression. We see now learners, and even in workplaces, we often express ourselves through digital media like videos, presentations, slides. It's applicable to neurodiverse learners, so it's inclusive. It's applicable to everyone. And for those learners whose strengths aren't captured in essays, they're able to express themselves fully through digital. So some of the venues we have explored is Google sites, Canva websites, and actually when we give the voice and choice, our learners come up with the most creative digital ways to express and capture their portfolios.
Absolutely, yeah. They're digital natives and they're used to doing it. I remember when I was in the classroom, they would always ask, "Can I do this on Minecraft?" So yeah. Now, one of the things that you've often recommended and help direct for students at iLead, Angie, is that they include certain portions of their personal projects uh,
Hmm.
in their portfolios. So uh, that personal project tends to center around something that they're passionate about. Angie, why is
Hmm.
this passion project so important that you would require all of your students to develop one? Tell us about the personal project or the passion project.
Sure. The Personal Passion Project is the heart of our model since we rely on the three principles of or pillars: individualized learning, social emotional learning, and project-based learning. The Passion Project is kind of like epitome that well wraps all of it. And it answers a question that schools or educational institutions often don't ask, which is, what do you care about enough to stick with it when it gets hard? So this is the
Okay.
time when really kids explore what they're interested in, what they want to do. And we often hear, what if I don't have a passion? Well, that's exactly it. Let's find something that will make you get out of bed, that will make you get going. And when you get stuck, when there's challenges, you document all that, you grow through it, and you evidence it. So a lot of times we get feedback from colleges, universities, and employers where learners talk about their passion projects and they say, this is what actually built my resilience. It shows depth and it doesn't just show breadth. It shows the identity of learning. It
Okay.
connects and makes show the learner outcomes that we want them to graduate at I lead, and it integrates everything from academic skills to career pathways, community engagement, leadership, ethics, how to approach a mentor, how to get a mentor, how to interview someone. It actually contextualizes life as we live it rather than pretend and mimic inside the classroom walls. And also it creates those unforgettable portfolio moments.
Mm.
They like learners building a full community garden. Way back when, and Matt, you remember you were at SCVi when we had Sydney Crossman petition for a bus stop because kids
Yes.
were walking 2 hours to school. So there's some monumental things that are happening that makes a shift in their lives through the Personal or Passion Project.
Yeah, Angie, and I know you've helped direct this project at several of our different schools. You mentioned Sydney's project, trying to get the city to put a bus stop there in front of the school. What are some of the other exciting projects that you've seen your learners develop over the years? What are some things that you've seen?
Well, there is actually very diverse, and that's why I love this project because kids go into it with really something that they've always wanted to do. They didn't have time. They always wanted to explore, but they didn't have time. We've had kids learning language from scratch. We have kids become model teachers and shadow teachers in the lower grades at sites. Last year, we had a learner develop a psychology club on site,
Oh
and it was
wow.
so popular that we have it this year as well. We have kids build things from scratch, like entire engine for a car, or
Wow.
kids train and raise their animals for competitions, and we have them showcase them during the presentations of learning, publishing books, publishing
Wow.
music. I mean, there's so many things. And we have had projects where kids have volunteered and figure out whether they're passionate about a career at an
Yeah.
actual job, to have an actual internship or externship. For an example, do I want to become a veterinarian? So their entire project revolved around what does it take. And it's beautiful to see at the end when they do present whether the answer was just not yes or no for my career, but
Sure.
rather than let me tell you what I learned about myself throughout this experience and why it is yes or no.
Yeah, and that introspection is so important. And you're right. I have been so blessed to have you invite me to a lot of these, what we call personal project reveals. And we've seen kids launch careers from this project when they're in 10th grade. We've seen kids turn on a dime. Wow, I thought my entire life this is what I wanted to do for a living. And now I know that there's no way that I could do it. And other kids who have bonded with members of their family, members of the community, or made a difference socially. I remember the year we had a learner, gulp, moving around the city and interacting with some of the local unhoused populations to talk
Yeah.
about their stories and personalize them. So, Allison, I want to talk to you as well. I know you announced its launch last month, but I want to remind our listeners about the new dual enrollment program at SCVi that SCVi has developed with our local community college. Allison, what can you tell us about College Connect?
Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm so excited that SCVi is continuing its historical success in dual enrollment, which is essentially free college at SCVi's high school campus with a college professor that both meets high school graduation credits and credits toward transfer for a four-year school or continuing on at a local community college. So SCVi historically has a very high success rate of its graduates taking one or more college classes with a C or higher. Last year's graduates, 45% took at least one college credit course. So
Nice.
College Connect is a natural progression of the. What's really interesting and exciting about what's going to be happening starting with next school year is that it's not just random college classes where students and parents have to kind of figure out what you want. SCVi is offering 3 curated College Connect pathways: a biliteracy pathway, a general education 4-year college launch pathway, and then our aerospace pathway as well is reaching up into the community college realm. So it really gives our students a focus, a purpose, and that's going to help them with college admissions, college scholarships, and to get a better jumpstart on either that 4-year college, on graduating ready to kind of enter directly into the workforce, or to continue on at the local community college for that 2-year degree to go into the workforce. So some really exciting supports. I will say space is limited, and our lottery is open, and space is filling up fast. So really exciting stuff. The support is going to be tremendous, which means spots are limited to make sure that every student entering the program is going to have the support to be successful.
I love that because you get the full wraparound support that SCVi is known for offering all of its students as you're starting your college experience. That is absolutely fantastic. Allison, Angie, the two of you are such incredible assets to our schools. Our students and families are fortunate to have you both. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. When we come back, we've got Assistant Superintendent from College of the Canyons, Eric Harnish, joining me. There's a whole lot happening here on SCVi and iLead schools campuses and at COC. We'll talk about it when we get back on Eye on the Valley. You're listening to your hometown station, KHTS. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. My next guest today comes to us from College of the Canyons. Eric Harnish was hired at COC in January of 2002 as the special assistant to the chancellor, responsible for leading all operational and administrative aspects of the chancellor's office and communicating the chancellor's vision to the campus and the community. Later in 2011, Harnish was promoted to the position of special assistant to the chancellor and interim managing director of government relations and advocacy. Today, he serves as assistant superintendent and vice president of public information. Eric earned his bachelor's degree in print journalism and international relations from USC and an MBA from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Eric, welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Thanks, Matt. It's great to be here today.
So glad that you could call in. I appreciate it. I know how busy y'all stay. So first off, tell us a little bit about your job. What does an assistant superintendent and vice president of public information do? both on the day-to-day basis and also when there's an incident or crisis involving the college?
Well, I get to do fun things like radio interviews, so that's a great part of the job.
Sure.
No, I mean, really, in a nutshell, I tell people my job is helping the community understand everything that's available to them here at College of the Canyons. We literally have something for everyone, from preschool to doctoral degrees.
Yeah.
So that's a great part about my job, is just talking about all the great things that we have happening here on both of our campuses. But yeah, I mean, we do find ourselves in emergencies from time to time, and so in those situations, our focus is on keeping our students and employees safe by making sure that they have accurate, timely information about what's going on. So that's in a nutshell. That's my job.
Well, there you go. And you are right. There are folks around town that, for whatever reason, still think of College of the Canyons as that place where some of our kids go right after high school, but that it's a space for 18 to 20-year-olds. But it is so much more than that. It never ceases to blow my mind, all the services that y'all offer there at COC. So let's get into it. Y'all recently launched some new healthcare programs. Your nursing program, Eric, has been renowned across the country for a long time. What can you tell us about these new healthcare programs?
Yeah, nursing has been one of our bedrock programs for 50 years or more.
Oh, yeah.
It has a well-deserved reputation. I mean, our students, they consistently pass the national licensing exam, with a pass rate of 90% or better. And
wow.
They're highly sought after throughout the region by local hospitals. And so, really our healthcare programs are an extension of that success. And so, there's healthcare, as we know, is a growing field, and we want to make sure that that our graduates have a chance to compete for those jobs, and that we meet those local workforce needs. So, we launched two new programs actually at the Canyon Country campus. One of them is pharmacy technology, and so that trains students to go to work in pharmacies, and then the other one is diagnostic medical sonography, aka ultrasound. And again, that's a lot of demand for those positions.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a great way for students to get their foot in the door in the healthcare field. And then the other program that just launched this fall is physical therapy assistant. And again, with in a few semesters, students can get trained and go to work and help patients regain mobility and life function.
That is phenomenal. Y'all,
exciting new programs.
Absolutely, very exciting. You all seem to have your finger on the pulse of kind of emerging careers and offering programs that put your students into these high-demand, high-paying careers. So you just opened a pharmacy tech program, an ultrasound program, physical training. Was it physical training assistant?
Yeah, physical therapy.
Physical therapy. There we go. I put PT. Physical therapy assistant. Are there prerequisites? Do folks have to have anything in order to enroll in these programs, or is this something where somebody just thinks, I'd like to go into that career and can enroll today?
Yeah. So I mean, it depends on the program. They each have some specific criteria for enrollment, and generally, there are some general education classes that you need to take,
okay,
typically in the sciences, but before you get into those. And so, but those are all classes that we offer here. So you can start that journey here and then, get the classes that you need and get to work. So that's, I think that's really one of the benefits of what we offer, is that, you can quickly move from learning to earning, as we like to say.
Yeah, definitely. So that whether it's that 18-year-old who's not sure what they want to do can jump into the program and get into a career, or that person that may be mid-career and ready to make a pivot can do so pretty quickly, pretty readily, and like you said, get into that career and start earning quickly. Now, something, Eric, that we've been following at iLead for quite a while is the development of the Advanced Technology Center at COC. This is a very exciting project that you all have had in the pipeline for a while. I know there's been some issues and some shifting gears and different conversations. What's the current status of the ATC? And for those of our listeners who aren't quite as familiar, what's the ultimate vision for the Advanced Technology Center?
Yeah, thank you. So the Advanced Technology Center, the vision for it really is to create a premier facility that gives students the hands-on training that they need to, again, get jobs in fast-growing fields, specifically advanced manufacturing and welding. And so, that project is moving forward. In the fall, we submitted the building plans to the state architect for approval. And we hope to get that stamp of approval this spring. But, in the meantime, we are moving forward with site preparation. So there's a water line that runs under the building site. And so we're moving that so that as soon as we do get those state approvals, we're ready to begin construction as soon as possible. So, the ATC, really, I think it epitomizes what we do best here at COC in terms of listening to the community and local employers about their workforce needs, and then coming up with the programs that prepare students to get into those fields. So, aerospace and defense are huge employment sectors.
Oh, yeah.
Here, in our valley, but across Southern California. Mm-hmm. And so we really see the ATC as meeting a regional need for, a skilled workforce.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's those aerospace careers that have really caught our eye at iLead, just up the road from you at SCVi. We've got an aerospace career technical education pathway, and I'm sure those students would love to funnel right into those programs there at the ATC at College of the Canyons. Eric, so where's this building going to be? Is it going to be on your Valencia campus, your Canyon Country campus, or is it going to be somewhere else?
No, it'll be on the Valencia campus. So it'll be located on the Rockwell Canyon side of the campus. If you know where the parking structure is, right there at the corner of Rockwell and Valencia. I know it well. There's a blank, there's just a flat parking lot right next to it. Yep. And on the Rockwell side. And so that's where it'll go. It'll be 2 stories, 81,000 square feet. And it'll be equipped with, robotic welding equipment, computerized manufacturing equipment, and, really all the things that will give students an opportunity to actually get hands-on skills and then hopefully, go get hired, whether it's here at one of the companies in the industrial center or up the road at Lockheed, Plant 42 is up there. Oh, yeah. Northrop. So, it opens up a ton of possibilities.
Absolutely. Lancaster's long been known as Aerospace Alley, and, we've got over 70 companies here in Santa Clarita alone that focus on aerospace and engineering. Now, Eric, I want to shift gears a little bit because I know my listeners wouldn't forgive me if I didn't ask about another sort of major long-term project that your board has been working on, and that is the search for a new CEO. Dr. Diane Van Hook retired about 1.5 years ago after 36 years of service to the college, and the board is currently looking for her replacement. Do you have any idea where we're at in the search and what's going on with the search for a new CEO?
Yeah, so the search is well underway. We kind of announced it publicly right before the holidays that the application period was open. And so the application window actually just closed this past Monday. And so, the next step in the process is for the search committee to meet and review those applications. And then probably early March, they'll do their first round of interviews. And then they'll move by the end of March. They'll move into a second round of interviews with the finalists, and that's really kind of where the search process will become very public. At the end of March, we'll host forums on the campus and give the community and employees a chance to actually meet the finalists. And so, and then the board will do its final interviews. And so we expect that, when everything is wrapped up, we will be able to announce the next president of College of the Canyons in May and have them on board with us here at the beginning of July.
Yeah, it is.
Things are moving along,
and that's good to hear that things are moving along. It is such an important position. College of the Canyons has long been an incredibly dynamic college. You've talked about just a few of the programs already, and so the next leader of COC is certainly going to have their hands full. It's an important hire. There's so much more that y'all are doing that I want to talk about, but we're going to take a quick break. Assistant Superintendent from College of the Canyons, Eric Harnish, joins me this morning. When we get back, we'll talk about some of the other new and exciting programs going on at COC. I guarantee you have still not heard of everything that College of the Canyons is doing, so stay tuned. They've got something for you, too. I'm Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. You're listening to your hometown station, KHTS. And welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. I'm joined this morning by the Assistant Superintendent from College of the Canyons, Eric Harnish. Before the break, we were talking about some of the amazing programs that they've got going on at COC. We've talked about the nursing program that's just been renowned region-wide, nationwide for decades, and now they're launching into several new areas in healthcare. They've got the Advanced Technology Center looking to break ground here real soon, and there's a lot more coming up, so let's talk about it, Eric. Something you launched just last year, and I love that you guys you work so hard to allow students to stay right here in town on your Valencia campus while they get their four-year degree. You launched a Bachelor of Science program in Building Performance, which allows your students to earn a four-year bachelor's degree at COC. What can you tell us about this program?
Yeah, that's a really cool program. We're so excited that we were among the first colleges, community colleges in California, to be selected to offer a bachelor's degree program. We've had the University Center on campus for years,
yep,
where you can study with partner universities, but this is an actual College of the Canyons bachelor's degree. And and the first class graduates in June. So cool. They started in January of 2025. Of course, they've done their prerequisites and their general education courses before that, and so now they're finishing all their major degree classes. They've done project-based internships
Nice.
at local architecture and construction management firms, and so now they're gonna walk across the stage and be the first bachelor's degree graduates from College of the Canyons. So it's really, really exciting.
It is very exciting. So this June, y'all are going to be handing out bachelor's degrees at COC. That is incredible. Now, another new program that we're excited about that's about to launch, that we're very proud of, in collaboration with SCVi, your team is launching a new dual enrollment program called College Connect, through which high school students at SCVi will be able to enroll in and take college courses through College of the Canyons, with some of those courses actually taking place on our campus at SCVi. We just had our previous guest, Allison Bravo, was talking a little bit about that. Eric, why do you feel it's so important for high school students to be able to start taking college courses like this while they're still enrolled in high school?
Well, I think the number one reason, Matt, is it proves to the students that they can do it, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you're in high school, college might seem a little intimidating, and then, you know, you take that class and you're successful, and suddenly it changes your whole perspective, right? It's like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, I am college material.
Right.
And so I think far and away, that's the number one reason that students should take a college class when they're in high school. The other reason is it's a great way to explore, right? I mean, you know that high schoolers, they're not always sure about what they want to do, right? And a lot of times that's due to just not knowing what their options are. And so, you know, you start taking college classes in high school, and it's a great way to explore and find your niche.
Yeah, definitely. And so,
and then
go right ahead. I apologize.
Cost, right? No, I mean, you know, college isn't cheap,
No.
but it's and so when you start taking classes in high school, you're getting a jump start on your degree in a very affordable way. So if you're still in high school and you're taking classes at COC, those classes are free. We're not charging the enrollment fees. So it's a great way for students to save their parents some money and get started on those classes. And of course, you know, those classes count towards GE units, and so, you know, you're getting ahead of the game. So I know it's been a tremendous benefit for my kids, and you know, they've all taken classes here and you know, gotten way ahead on things. So I'm so thankful to hear that you guys are doing this at SCVi and creating more opportunities for high school students to get college experience.
Absolutely. And it's a no-lose proposition, right? It's not only are you getting, it's one of the only areas in life where you can actually double dip, right? Because you can get your high school credit and your college credit for taking the same class. You mentioned it's free to high schoolers. It's where kids are able to kind of explore different career paths and things like that. You just can't lose. So we're so fortunate for the partnership. Now, it's really interesting, Eric. There's something that you addressed in the local media a few months back, and I actually saw on Nightline last night, they were addressing the same story. It's something that you and other community colleges faced, which is enrollment fraud. Can you talk a little bit about that? What's going on, and how is your team working to prevent that?
Yeah, so enrollment fraud is a huge problem, you know, across California in particular, but really across the nation too. You know, last year this time we saw a surge in fake enrollments. You know, it's been a problem for a long time, but last spring was particularly bad. But really, what's driving it is financial aid fraud.
Okay.
And so what bad actors do is they create multiple fake student accounts with the goal of getting a financial aid check. So, and in California, you know, I think the California community college system is particularly a ripe target because, you know, our enrollment fees are low for in-state residents, just $46 a unit. And so what happens is, you know, you've checked the right boxes on those applications, and you get state financial aid, which covers the cost of your tuition. But then it unlocks the federal financial aid, like a Pell Grant. Okay. And so instead of that money going to tuition, you know, these so-called students are pocketing those Pell Grant funds. And so this year, a Pell Grant is worth almost $7,400. So if you do that at scale with multiple fake applications, you can see the potential for significant ill-gotten gain.
Yeah, definitely. And I was I was glad to see the Nightline story ended last night with multiple folks and their mugshots. Right, they're catching these folks and they're going to jail. This is not a victimless crime, but certainly something that y'all are keeping your eye on, and so we appreciate that. Eric, I learned this. It was probably during the pandemic when there were a couple of your colleagues that were coming on the show and talking about the different programs outside of what we traditionally think of in a community college. Uh, Something I've always admired and loved about COC is that you're not just one of the highest quality community colleges in the state and indeed across the nation, but you're also a very active participant in the community in terms of workforce development. Can you remind our listeners what types of programs you have to help folks who may have been laid off or are maybe new to the area or looking to level their careers up?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. And that's so true. I mean, like I said earlier, we like to say that we have something for everyone. And so, if you don't want to commit to, the traditional classes, and you're looking, to explore, a great way to do that is through the School of Personal and Professional Learning. Mm-hmm. So, in every term, they offer more than 250 free classes, and they're usually shorter in duration. You don't get grades, but they're a great way to learn a new skill or just explore a personal interest area. I mean, they offer everything from Adobe Photoshop to yoga, and so there's a lot of great options to look at there. And then we also offer what we call community education. And again, this is a lot of short-term classes that are great for upskilling or exploring an interest area. Those usually have a fee attached to them, but they're a great way to just try different things and gain new skills. But then we have our Workforce and Economic Advancement Division, and that's on a whole nother level. So really, in that area, we're working with companies to create customized training that we deliver to employees at the company. And the cool thing about that is, we go out and get grants from the state that help us subsidize that training. Nice. So it really makes the training affordable for local employers. So there's there's a lot going on for people who want to learn, grow their careers, but aren't necessarily interested in being with us for those traditional 16-week or 8-week academic classes.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're sitting there, in a rut in your current job, or maybe you lost your previous job and you're looking for something new, give the folks at COC a call. They've got something for just about everybody, and they can help you get launched into all different kinds of careers. We've talked a lot about it already, and Eric, a few years back, in a much needed giant leap forward for College of the Canyons and our community, really, is when you opened up your Canyon Country campus over here on the east side of town, and it just continues to grow. Can you talk about the different resources that students have available for them at the Canyon Country campus?
Yeah, Matt, it's, I don't know if you'll believe this, but we're coming up on 20 years.
Has it been 20 years?
Campus.
Wow.
So yeah, next so fall 27, it'll be 20 years.
I'm getting old, Eric.
But yeah, yeah. But that campus has really grown and developed, and it's a great resource. It's kind of tucked into the hills there on Sierra Highway, so you might drive by it and not even know it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some great new programs. I mentioned earlier pharmacy technology and sonography or ultrasound. Those just launched last fall, and so they're up and running. And then in just a few weeks here, we're actually going to cut the ribbon on a really great new facility. It's we're calling it the Health Professions Simulation Lab, and so it really takes that kind of virtual reality technology, interactive technology, and put students in this immersive environment and allows them to run through different scenarios and apply what they're learning under the the watchful eye of faculty. And so that's really going to be a great thing to see, once it's open. So, and then there's some other programs that are actually going to move here from Valencia out to Canyon Country in the fall. So our medical lab tech program and clinical lab scientist programs. So those are great fit for people that they're interested in science or healthcare maybe, but maybe don't want to deal with people, and do a lot of that patient interaction. They want to work behind the scenes in more of a lab setting. So those will be moving over here from Valencia. Clinical lab science is actually new. We just graduated our first class of graduates in the fall from that program. And then we're starting a phlebotomy program, and so that'll be at Canyon Country too. And then, of course, construction technology, that's a newer program, but we have a huge yard area out there where students actually build things hands-on and, learn from industry experts to get ready to go work in the building trades. And then auto technology has been an anchor program at Canyon Country for a lot of years. And so, consistently see students come in there, take a couple classes, and then boom, they go get hired.
Oh, I love it.
And they're working in a local auto shop here. So a lot of good stuff happening out at Canyon Country.
Gosh, incredible. I'm so glad we've had you on today. You've got so many different things currently happening, new things coming up. Eric, is there anything else that I'm missing? What question have I not asked because I just didn't realize that you guys do so much? Anything else on the horizon, Eric?
I think this is the part where I say, but wait, there's more.
There we go. Now how much would you pay?
Yeah, we have. So there's another new healthcare program that'll launch in fall 26, and this is occupational therapy assistant. And so this will train students to work alongside occupational therapists and, help. And it takes 4 semesters to complete, and the classes will be offered in person at the Valencia campus. And so we are recruiting students now. The first cohort will start in the fall. And so if you go to canyons.edu/OTA, you can get more information about how to join that program. And then a teaser for probably fall 27 at this point. We're actually going to be launching our own fire academy here at College of the Canyons. So nice. That will be something to look forward to as well.
It is incredible the things that y'all are able to offer in terms of, traditional higher education, but now bachelor's degrees, all different kinds of career prep pathways, and you just continue to grow. So, Eric, if people are interested in any one of the dozens of things that you've talked about this morning, what's the best place for them to go? Is that just the website, canyons.edu?
Yeah. All of our programs are highlighted there on the website at canyons.edu, and it's a great place to go and learn more about the programs and their prerequisites, and then, of course, get connected, with the faculty members who run those programs. And I really want to give a shout out to our faculty here at College of the Canyons. They are passionate about what they do, and they're here to teach, and their focus is on helping students. And so I just really encourage people to get connected with the program and the faculty member who leads it that they're interested in, and go from there.
100%. I've never met a member of your faculty that wasn't just absolutely the best in the biz. Y'all are doing incredible things. And right here in our hometown, both in Valencia and Canyon Country, College of the Canyons offering just everything that you need, whether it's career prep or that higher education. Just check them out at canyons.edu. for more information on how they can help you just continue to level up and be everything that you can be. Eric, thank you so much for joining me this morning. We really appreciate it. Assistant Superintendent with College of the Canyons. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Matt. Have a great day and enjoy the weekend.
You too. We'll talk soon. And you stick around when we get back. My brother's calling in. I think he's on the line now. I hear the phone ringing. It is about to get unhinged in here. I am Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLead Schools, Eye on the Valley. Stay tuned. Don't leave me in here alone with this guy on your hometown station, KHTS. And welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLead Schools, Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson, but buckle up, y'all. It is time for Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. Y'all know Big T. He is an executive and a philanthropist. He is an amazing father, husband, and dog dad, and he has a unique skill of not allowing facts to interfere with his opinions. Here he is, everybody. He's Mom's favorite, Big T. Welcome to the show.
Why waste time with facts? That just slows it down.
Right?
Yep.
Although you often come with fun facts.
I do have some fun facts this morning. No life advice, just fun facts.
Whew.
You're welcome, Jen.
I appreciate that.
So Travis Kelce has reportedly purchased a suite for this year's Super Bowl
Sweet.
to accommodate the 25 to 40 guests, ensuring VIP treatment for all of his loved ones, including Taylor Swift.
Well, of course. You know she was going, what do you mean we're not going to the Super Bowl, Travis? We go to the Super Bowl every year.
Correct. So the suite reportedly cost $3 million.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Right?
Well,
roughly 15% of Kelsey's salary.
Okay.
So if you're one of those lucky people, and I guess you got to be living in Santa Clarita making $100,000 a year, that's a $15,000 chunk for 15% of your pay. I know you're not good at math, so I worked it out for you, Frogger.
Oh, thank you for that.
All right.
So let's get this straight.
So what do you think?
Last year,
Okay.
Kelsey received $100,000 to play on the Super Bowl. This year, he has to pay $3 million.
That hurts.
Interesting. So let's put that to scale. Delgado, if you and I could get a suite at the Super Bowl for $15,000, we going halvesies?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Come on.
Sorry.
Jen, you'll go halves
No,
with me.
I don't know. Even if we split it between the three of us, that's still a lot.
Still a lot.
I'm your Huckleberry.
All right.
We were doing that. Hey, and I also did the cab, Frogger. We were lucky enough that Big T provided some suites at the Rose Bowl for several years, and I didn't get nearly near that $3 million from you, so we can talk later.
They were giving those away.
No, they were not giving those away. Big T is right. You know, for, 40 years, Tony, we sat in the bleachers there at the Rose Bowl, and we decided to give up our bleacher seats, and Big T stepped up, and maybe 3-4 years in a row, we were living the sweet life. It was great.
Nice.
We were living the sweet life. It was good.
Yep. Oh, the salad
All right,
days.
you ready?
Yeah, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. We got Frogger, Jen, and Delgado here. Tony's got questions. We're going to hit our buzzers, which is calling our name out, and then we're going to answer the questions. Y'all at home, just shout out the answers. Don't shout out your name. You can get the drop on us, but the three of us, we're pretty smart here. I don't know that you're going to be able to beat us. Let's see. Big T, do it.
So we're going to have a little fun, and in honor of our boy Shannon, a little bit of sports trivia, and so we're going to kind of stick around the Super Bowl. So who are the two starting quarterbacks in Sunday's game?
Frogger.
Frogger.
So we got the one guy for
ball.
Seattle. His name is Sam Darnold, and then the other guy from the Patriots is Drake May.
Oh.
We're going to give that to you. Andrew was about ready to chime in. What do
really
you mean
was.
the one guy?
The guy who throws the ball. Cool.
I had to workshop it a little bit.
The USC Trojan.
What? First USC Trojan starting quarterback in the Super Bowl, believe it or
First
not.
time ever.
Yep. What is the name of the stadium that the Seattle Seahawks play their home games?
Andrew.
Oh, Frogger.
No.
Andrew.
No, it's not. I was going to say Levi, but that's the Super Bowl.
Frogger.
Big
That's
tech
the Super Bowl.
company up here.
Allegiant
Frogger.
Stadium.
Nope.
Nope, that's where the
That's
Raiders
the
play.
Raiders.
Oh, that's
Jamie,
right.
got anything?
Oh,
The Prudential
Oh.
Center.
Got it now. Is it the
Go
Lumen?
ahead. We'll give it to you, Delgado.
yeah.
Lumen?
Lumen is correct.
Half a point.
Yep, Lumen is correct. He'll get a point for it.
He gets half a
What's
point.
the name of the stadium that the Patriots play their home games?
Jen,
Frogger. Ooh, go, Jen.
Whoa.
Frogger.
No, that was Jen. She got the drop on me.
is it
Jen?
Gillette Stadium?
Gillette Stadium. Nice pull. What is the name of the stadium hosting this year's Super Bowl?
Delgado.
Delgado.
Levi's Stadium.
Levi Stadium is correct.
Going back to that last
What
question,
city is Levi
Tony,
Stadium located in?
hang on.
Yeah.
Going back to that last question. So the stadium the Patriots play in is Gillette Stadium, sponsored by your friends at Gillette. Why is it not sponsored by your friends at Kraft? That's the owner
Because
of the
Kraft
team.
is in,
But he doesn't.
yeah.
He didn't sponsor the
I know, but
stadium.
it's
That's a lot of dollars. That's more than a $3 million suite.
Gillette has enough to do it.
which is why Mr. Kraft is so rich, because he's not paying to sponsor his own stadium. He got Gillette to
Yeah,
do it
you
for
got
him.
some other.
Got it. You know what? If I were Velveeta, I'd bid on those things.
The cheesy
sure.
sweets.
Yep.
What city is Levi Stadium located in?
Jen.
Frogger.
Jen.
Ooh. This is gonna get me.
Delgado.
Is this?
When the
Is it
lights
Santa
Go down in the
Cruz?
city. Nope.
Santa Ana.
Incorrect.
Delgado's next.
San Francisco.
Santa
Delgado?
Clara.
Santa Clara. I knew it was a C.
Santa Clara is correct.
I was waiting for one of the news outlets, because everybody's talking about the Super Bowl, to call it Santa Clarita.
Oh yeah.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Hasn't
Yeah.
hasn't
Oh, yeah.
happened
No.
yet.
When are we going to get our Super Bowl, by the way? Get folks out there at Cougar Stadium.
Should have asked your buddy at COC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see Travis
city is
Kelce
more
and Taylor
often
Swift in the
Santa
luxury
Clarita?
suite at Cougar Stadium.
Exactly.
I'm stepping all over you this morning, aren't I?
So there's you are. It's cool. So there's actually a prop bet for the Super Bowl this year on whether or not Stephon Diggs is going to propose to his girlfriend.
Which
What's
one?
the name of his famous
Delgado.
rapper girlfriend? Delgado.
Cardi B.
Cardi B's correct. Nice pull.
Are we sure that he's still with her?
What two?
Yes. Just had a baby.
Yes,
With who? With Cardi?
they just had a baby.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
My man is prolific.
Hey.
What two NFL stadiums host two NFL teams for their home games? There's only two.
Ooh, Frogger.
Frogger.
So we got SoFi Stadium, right?
Correct.
Rams and Chargers, and then we got.
Yep.
It's not the New Jersey Meadowlands anymore, but it's out there in New Jersey. It's that one with the Giants and the Jets. It's that one. It's
Correct.
It has a name.
It's the stadium formerly known as the Meadowlands. Come on, man.
Anybody
No.
got it or no?
That doesn't
No.
count.
The Meadowlands
MetLife.
came to mind. MetLife.
MetLife.
MetLife. Who won the 2025 Super Bowl?
I'm giving myself half a point on that.
Delgado.
Who won the 2025 Super Bowl? Delgado.
The Eagles?
Eagles is correct. Who did the Eagles beat?
Frogger.
Oh.
Oh, go for it, Delgado.
Frogger
No, it was Delgado.
or Delgado?
Them Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs.
He's being mellow about it because he's kicking my butt, Tony.
Okay. Who's hosting the Super Bowl halftime show this year?
Frogger
Frogger.
is Bad Bunny, right? Okay, no.
Correct. No need to answer this next question. What's the name of the Super Bowl show that the Goldmans will be watching? Next question. Located in San Francisco, what's the crookedest street in the world?
Frogger.
Frogger.
It's got scoliosis. Lumbar Street.
Lombard Street is correct.
Yeah.
What's the name of the famous San Francisco prison that's out on the island?
Jen.
Go for it, Jen.
You're gonna have to help me there. Who got that first?
I think Jen did.
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz is correct. Who's the commissioner of the NFL?
Jen.
Andrew.
No.
Delgado.
This is wrong. You
Oh.
go.
No, go, Jen. I want to hear who.
No.
Go ahead.
I'll take it.
The first name that came to my head was Vince Lombardi, which I
There we
know
go.
is not correct.
There we go. Minus half a point.
Go
for
with
Jen.
Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell is correct. All right, Frogger, you used this word earlier. Spell didactic.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Didactic. Didactic.
Frogger's finally on the board.
Woohoo. I'm only 1 point off of Delgado.
What decade? What decade did the Dallas Cowboys last win a Super Bowl?
Frogger.
Delgado.
Frogger.
It was 30 years ago today, so that would be the 1990s.
1990s. What decade did the Bears last win a Super Bowl?
Jen.
Frogger.
Was it the 80s?
1980s.
We're all pretty close here. We got 5.5 to 5.5 to 4.
Perfect. What decade did the Raiders last win a Super Bowl?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Was it the 2000s?
Incorrect.
Delgado, the 70s.
Incorrect.
Oh, man.
I'll guess the 80s again. The 80s were good to me.
80s, 1984.
Hey.
Okay,
We have
that
got
is
a
late
game,
70s.
ladies and gentlemen.
None of us were out of high school when the Raiders last won a Super Bowl.
I'm guessing these two
I
weren't
was
even in high school.
-7.
I was -7. You can leave now, sir.
Or no, -5.
I was negative.
Saying, not to date Big T, but
Yeah, there's not many people that will
what
date Big
decade-
T.
What decade did the Steelers last win a Super Bowl?
Frogger.
Frogger.
That was the 2000s.
That was the 2000s. What decade did the Dolphins last win a Super Bowl?
Delgado?
Delgado?
The 70s? Was it 72?
70s is correct. Nice pull.
Nice.
The perfect-
Delgado and I are
perfect
tied.
team.
We got time for 2 more quick ones, Tony.
Perfect. This year's Super Bowl 60. Who won Super Bowl 1?
Frogger.
Frogger.
The Chiefs.
Incorrect.
Oh, no.
Delgado. The Packers.
Delgado. The Packers is correct. In Super Bowl 3, who was the starting quarterback for the winning Jets?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Joe. Not Montana. Joe. Son of a gun. Son of a gun.
Joe Lewis.
No. God, you get it, Delgado.
Joe, cool. Joe Namath.
Joe Namath is correct. I was going to smack you upside the head. Frogger.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, that would have helped. That would have knocked it out of there. All right, Andrew took it at the end. Sheesh, by a nose. All right, everybody, thanks so much for listening. We want to thank our guests, Facilitator with SCVi, Khris Cheshire, with iLead Charter Schools, Allison Bravo, and Dr. Angie Nastovska, and Assistant Superintendent from College of the Canyons, Eric Harnish. Producer Sarah, Engineer Andrew, Engineer Jen, and thank you for listening. Remember, friends, life is hard, but we're all here to help each other along. Be well, do good, and join us again next Friday and every Friday, 8 to 10 a.m., right here on Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.